When I was in fourth grade, I accidentally discovered, just stumbled across the concept of exponential growth. What had happened was one day we had a book sale or some kind of sale at school. Lots of books and small toys to shop for. And I bought something for $1. I can't even remember what it was. And my classmate was sick and missed out, and he was very disappointed at missing out on the sale. And I offered to sell him the trinket that I had bought for $1 the previous day. I offered to sell it to him for $2, and without hesitation, he bought it. Gave me $2 for it. And it wouldn't have seemed like a big deal, but I thought to myself, what if I buy two things with the $2 and then sell them for $2 each and get $4 back? I just wondered what would happen if I kept doing that. And being that math was my favorite subject, I decided to figure out how long it would take me to get $1 million. Now, I thought it would take at least hundreds, if not thousands, of steps to do that. So I got a big yellow legal pad, if I remember correctly, and I started scribbling away. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, and I started scribbling away, and to my amazement, it took only a few dozen steps to get to $1 million, and I thought, this can't be right, and I thought I got to run this by my math teacher to see what she thinks of it, and I told her about my saga of selling something at the bookshop to my classmate for double, and how if I kept doubling my money, I could have $1 million within a few weeks. And I said, this can't be right. And my math teacher didn't believe it either at first. Now, she's a fourth grade math teacher, and apparently she hasn't thought about exponential growth. And she read my writing, and I think she might have corrected a few minor mistakes I made, but for the most part, they were right. She said, yeah, it looks like it's right. But she asked me, well, when you get to $500,000, what are you going to buy to resell for $1 million? Oh, well, that's true. But I got very excited, and I got carried away with it. And so over the next couple of weeks, I think I did it 1 or 2 more times. I took something that I bought for $2, and I sold it for $4, and then I did 4 to 8 again, and then after that, I couldn't find anything to sell. Now, fast forward 15 years later, now I'm working on my PhD. I was collecting coins, and one of my favorite things to do, I was going to school in Rochester, New York. I had family in Pittsburgh. Oftentimes the coins in Pittsburgh were a whole lot less expensive than in Rochester, just different market demographics. I'd go home to Pittsburgh, buy all sorts of coins, and come back to Rochester to resell them. In those good days, this was the late 2000s, early 2010s that we were talking about, Craigslist used to be a lot easier to use. Nowadays, there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of spam. A lot of people just ghost you after seeming to be interested in what you're selling. But in the good old days, it used to be a lot easier to use. And I eventually got a few regular customers who would buy from me. I would buy from Pittsburgh. One time I took home about $1,000, which was a big part of my life savings at the time. I bought a bunch of coins, and I took them back to Rochester, and I got about $2,000 back for it. Now, the following month, I think I did this around Thanksgiving, the following month during Christmas, I took the $2,000 home, and I bought some coins, and I took them back to Rochester, and I sold them for $4,000. And I was thinking to myself, in just 2 months, I doubled my money twice. If I keep doing this once a month, 4, 8, 16, 32. And I did the math. Within a year, I would have $1 million. And unfortunately, after I bought $4,000 worth of coins, I don't even think I got $8,000 back. I might have got $6,000 or $7,000 because I had a large volume to sell. Now, fast forward another 10 years later, now I'm making a lot of bismuth art. And I run into the same problem. The first time I bought 50 pounds of bismuth, I made some art just like that, and I sold them, and I quickly doubled my money, actually more than doubled. I sold about 10 pounds, what was 10 pounds of the bismuth, and I got back all the money I paid for about 50 pounds. But of course, I had a hard time selling the rest of the stuff I made. I don't always pour everything perfectly, right? So I took a lot of time to get everything right. I had to remelt a bunch of stuff and then go back, look for another art show. Now, the interesting thing is that it's a lot harder, the bigger the item, it's a lot easier to double your money on these small trinkets, because you don't have to sell these for a lot. It's a lot harder to double your money on this, right? Just like how when I was in 4th grade, it was a lot easier to double $1 than it was to double $4 or $8, right? I need to find a way, some way that I could double my money where the work doesn't go up by double, right? If the amount of money that's to be doubles, but the amount of work only goes up by 50%, right? Then we might be on to something. I've been thinking about this since I was in 4th grade, and I still don't have a good solution. Every time the amount of money I want to grow doubles, the amount of work also doubles, right?